And you all thought we were done with Daytona. But tonight, a new series to LSRTV hits the high banks of the world's center of speed for 100 laps. It is the Outlaw eSports season opener 100 laps at Daytona, featuring what has become known as several different names. Gen 4 cars, the car of yesterday. Officially on here, it's the ARCA cars, but no matter what, these cars put on a show that you are not going to want to miss, and you're going to see it live here on LSRTV from Daytona International Speedway. Hi everybody, welcome to the Outlaw Esports Tour opening race, 100 laps the distance tonight at the 2.5 mile World Center of Speed. I'm Greg Rentz. Joining me here tonight will be Wesley Outland. He's getting his final preparation set as he had another obligation just before we went on the air, so he's getting all set up now. He will be joining me momentarily. Charles Wooten in the production truck here on LSRTV. New series here to the channel, Outlaw Esports. We've seen them on here before. We broadcast a virtual snowball derby, if you will, a couple of months ago, back in November, actually. We called it the Turkey Derby that night. Parker Retzlaff picked up the win in that one. That was sanctioned by this league, who has started their new ARCA eSports Tour here for Outlaw Esports. Running the ARCA cars. It was a choice between ARCA cars or the retro cars, the 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo and 1987 Ford Thunderbird. They went with the ARCA cars, and it seems like that is the case for the full season, but we will wait for confirmation on that. Payout here tonight, as it was $10 to enter tonight's race. As you see, our raceontexas.com race information. They're finishing up their 1 hour of practice, 2 laps of single car qualifying, followed by the 100 lap race coming up your way. And again, we talked about it just a moment ago. $10 entry for this race. Of that, we're going to have payouts to the top 3. 75% of the entry money collected from this race. Again, $10 per car, and it looks like we're sitting at around 30 cars or so. So, solid amount there. 75% of that are going to the drivers for the top 3 payout. Of that, it is 50% of that 75% to the winner, then 30% of the remaining 50% of the 75% goes to second. Third place, I'm not even going to get into the Steiner math. There's a 141 and 2/3% percent chance of winning that somebody who wins this race is taking home some cash money. So as we get set to go here, practice just wrapping up. We're going to step away for the final 90 seconds of practice. When we come back, we'll have qualifying. We're going to attempt to see if Wesley's ready to go, and hopefully we'll have him when we come back to the World Center of Racing here on LSRTV, your home for sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Welcome back to Daytona, everybody. Joining me here in the booth here as we get set to qualify for this season opener for the Outlaw Esports Tour is the guy who will be leading tonight's broadcast, Wesley Outland. And Wesley, Daytona, we've just spent a whole lot of time there in the real world, but we're not done with it just yet. We have ourselves 100 laps in the ARCA cars, and look at a full field ready to go.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was down there for 2 weeks in Speed Weeks. What a wild Daytona 500 it was. Michael McDowell for Front Row Motorsports winning the Great American Race. It seemed like it would never end because of weather, but now we have the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. I just wrapped up CRN basketball obligations, hightailed it here to the house in the office, and now we are ready to go with qualifying for these drivers. As it looks like Smith will be the first man on the speedway for qualifying, and a new series that will run, Greg, on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and 12 Eastern on Sunday. Tuesday and Sunday night racing. Or Sunday afternoon, for that matter.
2 separate days, but it's the same series both times through. Tuesday nights and Sunday mornings. I don't know if you'll be able to make most of the Sundays, Wesley, but I know I'll have real-world obligations here starting as we get set to go racing in the Northwest here for our local 2021 season. So I will only be here for the Tuesday portion of this season that runs all the way through to June here in this one, but 30 races coming your way, and they're all going to be right here live on LSRTV with the ARCA cars. We may see the 87 cars appear a couple of times as we watch Aaron Smith right now on his first lap. He was near the top in practice. Actually, in a draft, he was the fastest car of the day in practice, posting the fastest time. But again, that was in the draft. Did not get to see how he ran in single car, but we're about to find out on his first lap. Remember, guys are going to be right up against the wall until right there. He's going to dive down, and he is going to begin his second lap. He's the only car to set a time so far, 49.756. Make it to Dylan Butler in the 96, running a Tony Raines inspired scheme, one of my all-time favorite paint schemes on that car right there, the number 96. I love the DLP 96 car that Hall of Fame Racing drove with Tony Raines and a couple of other drivers. JJ Yaley, Joey Logano come to mind as drivers who wheeled that car, but it's always been one of my favorite paint schemes. Love seeing it here tonight.
And there is Dylan Butler down the back straightaway. We'll see what the number 96 machine can do in the DLP Technologies entry up the speedway in turn number 3. And right now it looks like Butler is at the top of the board. Butler now bumps the 4 car, Polini, Smith. Right now those are in your 5. It looks like Smith will now go back to the top spot, and Butler will fall back second. As a 70 car going back to the lead. There goes Andrew Navarro in the number 2 machine. He's on course now. We'll see what he can do.
Navarro always a threat every time we see him here on LSRTV, and it doesn't matter what kind of car he's driving, be it a super late model, be it a cup car, Xfinity car, truck. Tonight in ARCA cars, Andrew Navarro will be a threat to win every single time he enters the race here on LSRTV. We're going to see it again here down the backstretch. The youngster was the winner of the season finale for the Straight Cash Money series that we broadcasted here on LSRTV throughout Sunday mornings in January. Navarro picked up the victory in that. The Grandmaster behind that series, Taylor Peacock, is entered in tonight's race as well. He's already had a little bit of a bout with connection issues, but seems to be stable for now to be able to go out and attempt a qualifying effort. Another race winner in that series is in this race tonight. We'll talk about him in a minute as we watch Alex Russell go out into number 27. 15
Alexander
cars have
Russell.
taken time.
Alexander Russell, that number 27 machine up high banks here, 31 degrees at the World Center of Racing. And he'll work his way down the super stretch, down the back straightaway. Smith right now, the fast man. Pete Polini second. 250 miles, 100 lap here tonight
New
for the
driver
debut
on
of the
top.
CRN for the Outlaw eSports Tour. And there is the new man at the top of the board, as you just mentioned, Greg.
Ricky Howell Jr. driving a Rowdy Burns paint scheme, number 51, ExxonMobil. We saw a lot of talk about Days of Thunder throughout the weekend as that awesome documentary about the making of that movie came out. Ricky Howell Jr. saying, you know what, I'm going to run the rowdy scheme tonight, and he's got it on the pole right now as Alex Russell finishes his first lap, 50.283. Now, you notice a familiar name to LSRTV sitting right around there in mid-pack, 14th position. That's Jason Maines into number 43, the father of Garrett Maines. Matt Lee on track now into number 04. Good to have him back on board LSRTV as well. He's coming out for his qualifying lap. So, Wesley, it's a new series, but there are several names that we recognize here. Jason Maines, Andrew Navarro, Pete Pelini. I mean, we've even got the one thumb wonder, Will Duvall, in the house tonight.
The Outlaw from West Virginia back out there, but it's still going to be Howell. They're running down. There goes Matthew Lee, the driver out of Maine, in the 04 machine up the high banks into turn number 3 and 4, coming down the front straightaway. We'll see what he can do here. As Howell, Russell, Smith, Pelini.
Wesley,
yes, sir. Matthew Lee looks good.
Look who has entered the track. NASCAR Coca-Cola Series driver Garrett Maines in the house tonight in the number 1, the Terminator that he's come to be known on LSRTV, making it out to play here tonight for race number 1 of the Outlaw eSports Tour. And we're kind of wondering if we were going to see Garrett, because he spends a lot of time racing with the Outlaw eSports guys. We're talking about guys like Navarro, Derek Fulton, the guy putting this all together, Pete Pelini, Dan Gallant and company, Curtis Critchley, who's in the field as well, Kieran Church is here. All these guys, they all race together, and Garrett Maines has really become kind of an unofficial member of that team. Here he is sporting his new look in the number 2. Got the Coca-Cola Series number on. Kieran Church, we just mentioned him. He's on track in the number 22 for his second lap. So many names we've seen time and time again on LSRTV, and we're going to turn them loose for 100 laps. 3 minutes left in qualifying.
Less than 2 minutes remaining. There's Kernan Church down the back straightaway, that number 23 and 22 car, as he works his way to turn. Howell, still the quick man. Howell, Russell, Rourke, Smith, Pelini, Gallant, Navarro, Spencer Walt, Howell, and Harrell, the top 10 as it stands. Here comes Kernan Church. We'll see where he ends up across the line. He was 18th on lap number 1, and looks like he will stay in that position in the number 20. Now put him up to 13th as he finishes his qualifying lap. And there is Garrett Maines from Powelton, Virginia, one of the Coca-Cola eSports NASCAR drivers. He won the Martinsville E300. He's won so many races in ARCA, dirt, you name it, what he's done in the Outlaw series, the Outlaw Super Late Models, the truck program. And Greg, as you mentioned, now running with the big boys in the NASCAR Coca-Cola series. Here he comes across the line. Matt Lee to the pole. Will it last? Garrett Maines, only 9th quick.
So Garrett going to be trying to come from the middle of the pack here in this one. Peyton Howell has also laid down a lap. He sits 11th in the number 71, the Baby Shark, as he became known in our time with this group, among other series that we've broadcast in the past. So good to have the Outlaw eSports guys back. We got to do a one-off with them as their Super Late Model series, the Frostbreaker Tour, as it was known, was so much fun to watch. We did the race at Five Flags with them, as the other channel that they were on unfortunately wasn't able to do that race. We were able to put it on, and we got to talking with the guys and said, hey, if you guys get anything else in the works, we want to have you guys back on LSR TV. And we were able to work it out. 30 races coming your way with this series here tonight. Round number 1 of 30. Remember, going to run Sundays and Tuesdays here,
and by the way,
on LSR TV.
And by the way, as the field begins to grid, we want to also thank that this series, the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour, is presented by CRN Sports. If you'd like to know more, go to wearecrn.com. Literally just got done covering a basketball doubleheader, and now ready to cover the world of esports here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway virtually. Qualifying is done. They are gridding. We will take a quick break. When we come back, the ComServe Wireless starting lineup from Daytona International Speedway. This is coverage of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. Back here at the Daytona International Speedway, we welcome you back to coverage on CRN as well as LSRTV. By the way, now streaming in 4K Ultra HD quality. Just some of the other new great things that have been going on here with Charles Wooten and everybody involved with the broadcast. I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz alongside. Greg, it's been a couple of weeks since I've done an iRacing broadcast, bud. I've been down in Florida doing the real deal.
Yeah, and it's been kind of downtime for me too. Had a birthday party to attend on Saturday night during the Northwest Tour. Got a whole new meaning to the phrase "that's a lot of butter" as we get set for 100 laps here at Daytona. We'll have to tell you the story here at some point on the broadcast. But Wesley, cars are graded up, which means it's time to introduce our 28 members who are going to set the bar for the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. This is your ComServe Wireless starting lineup. Pulling them off on the pole tonight.
On the front row, Alexander Russell in that 7 machine to his outside. Number 28 will be row number 1.
I'm not sure what's going on with this last time scoring because Matthew
Pete
Lee
Pelini in the 77 machine. To his outside, Garrett Maines in that number 1.
Wesley, lifetime in scoring is off. Matthew Lee is going to lead him the green flag in the 04 with Ricky Howell Jr. to his outside. Alexander Russell is going to be starting in 3rd with Cameron Rourke in 4th. So we had the front row mired in the back there. So right now we're trying to refresh live timing and scoring. Rourke and Russell are going to be row 2 as the field begins to roll off. Aaron Smith and Pete Pelini make up row number 3. We apologize for the confusion there, ladies and gentlemen. Row 3 is Pete Pelini again and Aaron Smith. Believe we've got it sorted out as Dan Gallant in the 89 and Andrew Navarro will make up row number 4. Yes, we do have the live time and scoring repaired.
Rest of the lineup will find Garrett Maines. He will start in the 9th position, starting 10th. Rick Spencerwalt in the 31 machine. Row number 6. It's going to be Peyton Howell, Baby Shark in the 71. Drew Harrell, 24. He'll start 12th. Row 7 in this race will find Will Duvall, the 32 out of West Virginia. Zachary Kistler in the number 4. Row 8 will find Vernon Church in 22. Dylan Butler, the 96 to his outside. Row number 9 will find Austin Edwards in 23. Eric Zimmerman in the 94. And around out the top 20, it's going to be Dylan Thomas in the 8th and Jason Maines in the 43. There's your top 20.
28 cars set to take the green flag. The final car to lay down qualifying time was Chantel Podol in the number 5. Derek Fulton going to start in 22nd. All drivers from here on starting on provisionals, including Ryan Joyner and James Seawright. Bradley Wilson, another one of those straight cash money winners, alongside the Grand Poobah of straight cash money, Taylor Peacock in the number 81. Darren Holloman and Bob Williams rounding out this 28 car field. And Wesley, the pace car, is set to pull in, putting the field in the hands of Matthew Lee. Here we go, 100 laps.
underway. Just wanted to do an extended roar of the Outlaw eSports Tour. You know, Greg, it's awesome to have Derek Fulton Series back with us on LSRTV, sponsored by CRN, and they are rip-roared and putting on a great show. We've already got 96 laps to go this time by at the line.
3 laps in, make it 4 now underway. Matt Lee has led all of them so far, but Ricky Howell Jr. and that Rowdy Burns inspired number 51 trying to get a run up on the outside. Cameron Warwick following him in the 28 with Alex Russell in the 27 behind him. Single file right now here, or double file, excuse me, all the way through the field, side by side, pretty much in line, looking like a 195-mile-an-hour pace lap down the backstretch of Daytona.
And down the back straightaway they go. Matt Lee goes alongside that 51 machine, the Exxon colors. It looks like a lot of Rowdy Burns machine. Here comes Howell. He'll come down to the bottom of the racetrack, and they're going to stick it now side by side with the leader, Matt Lee, out of Clinton, Maine. He'll jump to the lead on the inside. Now they're going to go single file, 2 by 2 by 2, like Noah leading the animals to the arc to the back stretch into turn 1.
Lee with a run on the out inside here. 1 and 2, excuse me. Garrett Main's trying to figure out which line to go in that number 2. Number 1 on your ticker, but number 2 on screen as he's running number 2 in the Coca-Cola series. That's broadcast live on the NASCAR YouTube channel. They'll race tomorrow night. Garrett running that number on car, but is being scored as number 1 on screen. Andrew Navarro, number 2 on screen, as they are side by side right now. Number 2 on the ticker, I should say. Main's in that white and orange number 2. Navarro above him in the blue and white orange, or blue and white 2. You see them right there in line. Watch Matt Lee continue to try to break away from the pack. Russell trying to get clear now of Howell on the inside. Side by side down the backstretch. Russell now going to the outside, going to pick up a draft from Howell to try to get past Matthew Lee, and he's going to do it. Russell to the lead, and he's now going to come down in front of Matt Lee. So Alex Russell trying to become the first driver not named Matt Lee to lead a lap tonight.
And Russell will bring this way down to the tri-oval. Russell, Howell, Lee, Mark, Smith, top 5, inside racetrack. Here comes Matt Lee. He'll give a punt to Russell on the bottom of the racetrack as they go to turn 1. The outside lane begins to open up again for Howell. He gets a run looking for that spot on Lee. Matt Lee to second off turn 2.
1 car out of the race, Dylan Butler in the number 96. We talked about him in pre-race, that Tony Raines DLP Hall of Fame racing paint scheme. He has dropped out of the session, so connection issues on the 96 as our first DNF of the night. He was running around 15th or so when that happened, so he will be the first driver out of the race. We'll see if we can get back in the number 96 as we're side by side through the tri-oval. Russell going to lead his second lap of the day, and it's so good to see the Gen 4 cars, the ARCA cars, the car of yesterday. So many different names that we've called this car over the years, but this car at this track, there was just something special about it. With how popular NASCAR was at the time, these cars were on their last hurrah, 2006, 2007 era. The popularity in NASCAR at that time, something about this is just a throwback to those days, the good old days, and it was so much fun to watch them every single year at the Daytona 500. We're seeing it tonight.
Up the outside lane, here's Ricky Howell Jr. from Radford, Virginia, Peyton Howell's father. To the outside, to the inside comes Alexander Russell. He'll stay to the inside of the racetrack. He'll have Matt Lee as a wingman. Up on the outside lane is still going to be Howell Jr.'s car. You've got 2 different packs working on the inside to the outside. Shades of the 500 on Sunday for just a moment. Russell now goes to the inside of the racetrack. He'll now hook up with Matthew Lee, also Aaron Smith. All those drivers now stay synced up on the bottom, 2 by 2, with now Russell clearing those cars. That's now Howell and Lee battle for second. And behind them, Greg, it is 2 by 2 by 2 in the early going. About to put 10 laps on here at Daytona.
All but one car in this lead pack right now. That one car is Bradley Wilson, car number 29 on ticker, 54 on screen. He is by himself. He lost the draft. Not sure if he missed the start or what happened, but they are about, I'd say, 3 or 4 laps away from catching that number 29/54 by himself out there with no draft help. You're seeing about a 3 to 4 second difference in lap times as opposed to in the draft versus not. For reference, the pack right now, they are running at a 45.9, high 45, low 46. Bradley Wilson is a mid 49, so about 3.5 seconds difference, and that pack is bearing down on Wilson in a big hurry.
Here they come back through this trioval to the start-finish line. Russell still stays to the inside. He's got the fast lane on the bottom, and he knows it. Howell was trying to make something work on the top shelf. He's got about 9 cars behind him in that draft on the outside lane. And now Howell will try to make something work up top side, looking for the lead on Russell. Russell takes it back. Howell now under attack with some more cars starting to juke and jive and make a move for his spot. And they now fan back out. Change for position with Russell on the bottom, Howell on the top, and it seems like this has been going on for over the start of things. And we also have lap cars in the way. He'll get out of the harm's way below the yellow line, let the fast track overpace him. There they go, back to the stripe, another lap in.
That was Bradley Wilson we talked about just a moment ago, getting bared down on by this pack, and now he's going to come up almost in front of another car there, but broke a little bit loose, and he's going to fall in line here at the back of the pack. So the good news is he's going to tack on to the tail end of this pack and be the lucky dog position. But the bad news is now he's going to have work to do as another car has lost the draft. Eric Zimmerman in the 94 losing touch with the lead pack and now having to try to fend for himself. So he now is going to try to hope for a caution that he can stay with this on the lead lap, as we're working lap number 12, coming to complete that now. Alex Russell took the lead around lap 5, hasn't looked back since, but Ricky Howell Jr. has been putting the pressure on in that Rowdy Burns 51. Matt Lee second in line on the inside. Cameron Wark tucked in behind Howell on the outside. The number 70 of Aaron Smith. Keep your eyes on that yellow 70 car, Wesley. He was fastest in draft practice.
Back down the back straightaway. Russell still leads. Nobody breaking out of line just yet. See that yellow number 70 car? The inaugural winner of the Endurance Sim Racing League, the EDRL, where they ran 6 hours at Daytona. He won this race. The man out of South Carolina ran the entire 6-hour endurance show by himself. And now he sits there in that number 4 position. Keep an eye on that yellow number 70. Ready to pounce when it counts the most. Another driver to keep an eye on, Garrett Maines, the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series driver. He's also done very well in the world of Outlaw eSports 2. He has climbed the top 10. He's now moved himself up into that position along. Oh, look out, trouble. That's Maines going around. Garrett Maines.
Maines got tapped by Duval, and we've got a big one here. Going into turn number 3. We'll have to take a look at a replay. See what happened here. Swag replay on screen.
I was literally just saying, Greg, what a move Maines was making through the top 10. And Will Duval.
Watch here. They're going to get a run down the backstretch. Right up on the back bumper of Maines.
Just a bump draft, and he turned him.
Bump draft goes wrong. Bump draft goes wrong there. You see the damage model now, and there you...
Not anything intentional.
Our driver's getting set to come down. The good news for these guys here is they do have a fast repair. Let's go on board here with Will Duval, looking at the back there of Garrett Maines' watch. I think it's just a bump draft. Yeah, just a bump draft that goes wrong. You can see right there, Duval's hands never moved. He laid a little bit of a bump on mains. And unfortunately, as you see the big wreck pile in, several cars involved in that one. We'll have to see if we can get an account of who's involved. I see the number 9 of Darren Holloman involved there. We'll have to see who all else got a piece of it. I think Taylor Peacock was caught up. Eric Zimmerman may be involved. Kieran Church. Waiting to see who all was involved. But the good news for all these guys is we do have a fast repair. As we take another look at it, you see it bottleneck right there, and everyone just piles in. Jason Main's going around there. You see Church. There's Peacock in the 81 Doritos entry. He's involved. And that damage model coming into play as well here, Wesley, as you see the damage model coming out and some debris being left on the track. Good news is these guys all have a fast repair.
Cars on the pit lane having service. So you see Matthew Lee, as we mentioned, Howell. There goes Russell, all off the pits. There goes Smith. One of the top contenders we mentioned in the top 5 coming and exiting off pit here after our first caution. Hey, by the way, did you know that LSRTV, your home for sim racing, is now broadcasting in 4K Ultra HD? Bigger, better, greater quality than ever before. The #1 reason why we are the leader and your home for sim racing, LSRTV. For more details, go to LSRTV.com. Now again broadcasting in 4K Ultra HD. I saw that the other day when I was down in Florida. Greg, I don't know the whole gist of all that, but it sounds like I like it.
It'll be a lot of fun to bring it to you here on LSRTV. And what better way to kick it off than with short track racing on Saturday night and going straight to Daytona here for round number 2 of 4K here on LSRTV. Can't think of a better way to start this off than with the CRN Outlaw eSports series.
And by the way, don't forget, tomorrow night, we're right back in the broadcast booth again, beginning at around 9 p.m. Eastern time with the playoffs of the S&B Cup Series. A lot of the team coming back from Daytona and from Speed Weeks in Florida, myself as well. And we get ready for Bristol. It's Bristol, baby. The playoffs, short track, round number 3. Hard to believe, Greg, there's only 2 races left. They took a little break off last week. They come back for Bristol. And, of course, the final race will be at Texas in 2 weeks, next week.
Yeah, no better way to change it up, because I believe that series was at Talladega for the last race. From Talladega to Bristol. That's a little bit of a swing to left field from that one. Bit of a change up.
And the playoff started at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, that series, there are 4 playoff races. Road course, plate track, short track, and then your intermediate track, Texas, for the finale. So that's coming up tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in to see who is going to put themselves in position to make a run for the championship. But tonight, we've got the Outlaw eSports Tour presented by CRN, their first race of the season. Remember, round number 1 of 30, and they're all going to be right here on LSRTV.
So let's set the restart order for you. Number for Zachary Kistler will be the man ready to bring him back to the restart zone. He's up 13 positions. He did not pit. Matthew Lee is now going to be second. Third is Alexander Russell. Fourth is Ricky Howell Jr. and Pete Polini currently in the top 5. Then it's the baby shark of Peyton Howell, Andrew Navarro, Dan Galliant, Dylan Thomas, and Cameron Rourke. The top 10 in the first 5 rows as they're about to be making their way back into turn number 4, just about 1,000 yards shy from the start-finish line. The pace car will drop onto the pit lane. Here they come, back out of turn 4, back to the Geico restart zone, and back for the restart for the first time. 17 of 100 complete. Here we go, Greg. They're up to speed at the World Center of Racing virtually Daytona.
Back underway. Zachary Kistler leads him to green, but Matthew Lee is going to try to get back down in front of him. Remember, Lee led the first 4 laps from the pole back on the front row. This time he's going to have Kistler cleared into turn number 1 with help from Alex Russell, who's led the most laps so far. Those guys were trading the lead in the early stages of this one. Russell and Howell now hooked up on the top side. Matt Lee, you can throw him into that mix as well. Top 3 hooked up on the outside right now. You're going to find Kistler there with Pete Polini and Andrew Navarro, but Polini going up to pick up Navarro. Those two spend a lot of time racing here, so that outside lane seems to be where you want to be right now.
Watching these drivers negotiate. They'll work their way up the high banks. And we got a caution on the speedway. Caution is out again. Yellow flag. We're trying to find out what's happened. One car dropping down below. That's Smith. A couple other cars also zigging and zagging in the process. And oh, wow. Flag replay. We'll find out what happened.
A lot of damage on some of these cars.
Our producer, Charles Wooten, trying to find where it went wrong, the 14 and the 5, and up in smoke, someone did. Oh, it's Smith, I told you. Smith. And a couple other cars as well.
Jason Maines is down there. Oh, Will Duvall caught up in this one as well, it looks like.
Is that Garrett Maines also involved again?
I don't think that was Garrett. I saw Jason involved, but I don't think Garrett was involved. I'll have to take another look at it here on the swag replay. No, there's Garrett right there in the middle of this pack. I think Garrett was in front of it this time. Oh, just barely missing as you see the contact right there, which sets it off. And Will Duvall looks like his night might be done. See the field squirt through. You know, I think that 70 of Aaron Smith is going to be relatively okay. I don't see a whole lot of damage on him, so I think he's okay. Might just be some quick optional repairs on that one. Let's go on board with him and see what he saw out of his helmet. Remember, this was the fastest driver in practice with the draft earlier today. See what happens right there. There's some contact and nowhere to go. You know, I don't think he hit anything.
Wow.
I think he just was breaking loose, trying to save it, but I don't think he actually made contact with anything.
Couple of cars zigging and zagging along the way, and there comes more cars onto the pit lane too for service being done on their machines as we are back under the yellow flag for the second time here. Taylor Peacock on the pit lane, so is Aaron Smith, who was caught up in the accident. Rick Spencer, Walt Kernan Church, Austin Edwards, Jason Maine, Chantel Pottle, and then you got Derek Fulton, Ryan Joyner. Ryan Joyner. Let's talk about him, ladies and gentlemen. Driver of the number 18 machine. Greg, I don't know if we can show him on the broadcast or not, but the number 18, he's on the pit lane actually right now. In the 25th position. There he is. Flying Ryan Joyner. He is from North Carolina, just outside of Wilson. Greg, he is probably one of the best go-kart racers in the entire country. Flying Ryan, I gave him that nickname back during the old WKA days, as well as the King of the Concrete and more. And it's good to see him in the world of esports. Flying Ryan Joyner in that number 18 car.
Good to have another background driver, and that's one thing we love about iRacing here, Wesley, and sim racing in general. You can have drivers from all sorts of different backgrounds in the same race, and that's just something that makes this so much fun.
That's right. I believe they're going to cycle back around and come to the one to go indication this time by. A couple of cars taking advantage of the free pass as well. We'll get ready to go back for the restart. 20 laps about to be completed this time by when they cross the scoring loop. Matt Lee from Clinton, Maine is the leader. Second spot, Zachary Kistler. Then it's Alexander Russell. Ricky Howell Jr. Pete Polini from Sparks, Michigan. He's in the top 5. Thomas Navarro, Peyton Howell, Dan Gallant, and Drew Harrell will now be in the top 10. Greg involved in the first caution now. Garrett Maines has sneaked and slithered his way back into the top 12 along with Cameron Wark. And we'll get ready for these drivers to come back for green next time by.
Getting set to take the green flag. This time by going to be our second restart of the race. Matt Lee back where he started up front in that number 04.
Lights again off on the pace car. Matthew Lee now getting his opportunity to lead the field. The man that led most of the way, Alexander Russell and Ricky Howell, are back mired in positions number 3 and 4. Back on row 2. Ready for the pace car to exit here between turns number 3 and 4. They'll work their way back into the turn 4 tri-oval. Pace car will drop onto the pit lane right about now as he'll make that veer to the left onto the infield. Back to the Geico restart zone. Lee and Kistler on the front row now. We have Steele. 80 laps to go. Back to green at Daytona.
Lee trying to pick up speed on the inside. Got Russell hooked up with him. Field gets rolling once again, trying to get up to speed here. 3 wide there deep in the field. This is between the 4 of Kistler, the 51 of Howell, and I believe the 03 is going to be number 8 on your ticker, Dylan Thomas. Waiting for confirmation of that. Yes, it is. The 03 AC Delco Chevy is going to be the number 8 of Dylan Thomas.
For a moment there, the top 5 were single file, then they were 3 wide, then door to door on back up to the top of the racetrack now. Came an opportunity. Looking is Galliant and Kistler. Kistler now falling back. He's on the outside lane, losing ground. He's trying to start something up on the safer wall barrier lane, if you will, as they'll go to the middle lane. To the bottom lane is still going to be Matthew Lee. He'll protect the bottom just like Russell did the first go around of a long green flag run. One car sparking up against the wall. He'll hold it together.
Kistler.
Losing ground, that's Kessler's car.
Got the wall, and everyone's still trying to fan out and avoid it there. As Kistler not up to speed, everyone's going to do a good job getting through that. One car getting pinned behind him, trying to figure out who that is, but everyone did a nice job there getting around the 4 of Kistler, checking in back up front. Lee still leading the way. Got Russell hooked up behind him, and then Pete Polini leading Andrew Navarro there on the top before you find Peyton Howell, the 77, and then Garrett Maines in number 2. Haven't seen these two on track together in quite some time, but again, only here on LSRTV are you going to see this series here for the next 30 races, Tuesday nights and Sunday mornings.
You know, Greg, just like we talked about, 1 minute you're in the penthouse, the next minute you're in the outhouse, and we've seen this happen now to the number 4 car. And that is the driver of Zachary Kistler. He was up in the top 5. We got one smoking in the middle of the pack as they work their way up into turn number 3 with Matthew Lee on the inside, holding onto that top spot. Russell Polini now up to 3rd. That's that yellow and white car moving to the outside lane. Car 77 looking for 2nd as they come to the stripe.
Trying to get a run, Pete Polini. He's been so strong so many times on LSRTV, but he hasn't won a race on this channel, at least that I've called. But he's been so close so many times. But 30 races in this car, you know he's going to have a shot at least a couple of them. And I think tonight he may be able to break through. I mean, it is Daytona. It's a wild card. Anyone can win this race, but you have to have your list of usual suspects. As we're 3 wide back here for 7th between Howell, Maines, and is that Drew Harrell? No, that was Ryan Joyner going 3 wide up the middle.
He put on that 18 car. I told you, Ryan Joyner. He's moved his way into the top 10, up 15 spots in the black 18. Oh, and by the way, we're by 1/4 of the distance through. 25 down and 75 to go here at Daytona. Still a lot of racing remains. Bottom of the racetrack inside, it's Matt Lee. He'll carry Polini up on the outside, top shelf. Bottom of the racetrack is Russell. So is also Navarro. They're going to hold on and hold off Thomas. Peyton Howell, the baby shark, trying to go to the top 5 as they go to the back stretch in turn number 3.
One car not on the lead lap. It's still Will Duvall in the number 32 as he was in the lucky dog position but was caught up in the caution, so did not get the lucky dog and has lost touch with the draft. However, Darren Hallman having connection issues. He's going to be a lap down here before too long because he has dropped in and out of the race trying to get back in the car. But as they work their way around.
Yes, sir. Back across the start-finish line. Polini down to the inside.
Ooh, Joyner up at the wall.
Joyner up top. 3 wide. Joyner is there. So is Garrett Maines back in the battle again.
Joyner had to chase the car all the way up to the wall, and that's what allowed Maines to take it 3 wide up the middle, and he was able to get the spot. So Garrett Maines trying to fight back after being caught up in that early incident as Lee continues to lead.
What a save for Ryan Joyner just a moment ago. They'll hold on to that position. They'll work their way back across the start-finish line. Lap car up in the way. I think that's Jason Maines. He'll get out of harm's way.
That's Austin Edwards. Austin Edwards in the 23.
The field will bypass him again. Meanwhile, inside, Lee. He's in the lead. Pete Pellini now trying to make something work to the outside lane. Deal. Look at Ryan Joyner. He's also on that top shelf in the safer wall barrier lane, if you want to call it that. Trying to make it 3 wide, trying to make something work. Can we see the lanes change, Greg? And you can't run the bottom. You can't run the bottom. Could we see the top lane be something that comes to working for these drivers? And we'll see different lane changes, if you will, as we move to the end of this race.
Very well could. Very well could be, Wesley. As now looks like Joyner's got some help up on the top. That's the 14 of Harrell. Give the run on the outside. Then the outside lane really trying to get going here. Joyner almost gets into Navarro. Who does Pellini go with? Does Pellini go with the high line that seems to be moving, or does he stick with Navarro? Thought about the high line, but I think he realized that he had to stick with Navarro there because Joyner had too much of a run. We saw on Sunday night what can happen with a little bit too much of a run, and you go and try to get your car in front of it. And it was right about here on the racetrack that it happened.
Yeah, that last lap was a wild one with the Penske cars of Keselowski getting a little bunt there to look on. No, we got a wreck. We got a wreck front straightaway in the wall, and they're wrecking. It's a big one again. I think you just said that in stereo, Greg Rentz. It's the big one again.
Joyner tried to tuck in behind Navarro and unfortunately was not quite clear. We'll take a look at the swag replay. Watch the 18 on the outside. He's going to lose momentum here off of turn number 4. And Harrell's going to go down to the bottom. We're watching the 71 of Hal. Watch up front here. Watch the 18. He's going to try to tuck in behind Navarro right there. Just hammers the wall. Maine's involved in the number 2. That's going to be his second of the night.
And then calamity for the rest of the field. There goes Howells are involved. So many contenders hauled up in this thing. Let's go on board with Ryan Joyner in the 18 and see what it looked like from his cockpit. Looked like he got into the 42 of Navarro and then just around from there. Hold on, you're in the pack. On board, 18. Watch this. We're down the back straightaway now. We're on the back straightaway, okay? So you see where Greg and I were talking about Navarro. I'm sorry, but that's actually Pete Pellini in front of Ryan Joyner. Joyner desperately, Greg. And there's Navarro on the left rear. You see him right there. Or the left front. He got there to him. And then there, watch this. Listen. Oh. Greg, I think it's a circumstance of Navarro crossed over Joyner, and Joyner wasn't clear.
Under caution here once again, and a couple of drivers have called in the night tonight. Matthew Edwards and Ryan Joyner out of the race here in this one. The good news for that one is Will Duvall is going to get the lucky dog. He's going to find himself back on the lead lap in the number 32. New look number 32, mind you. Car just got done with that wrap about 20 minutes before the green flag of tonight's race. They got it out there for a little bit of practice as we see pit stops once again.
Well, that's dedication for sure. Here comes the cavalry on the pit lane again. There'll be 4 tires and fuel probably for a lot of drivers. We are back under caution. Well. Couple of big wrecks. Opening 30 laps. Still a long way to go here at Daytona. Quick break, more in a moment. It's CRN, Outlaw eSports Tour on LSRTV. Back here at Daytona, lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready, Greg, for the third restart of this event for the opening race of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wood in the production chair, and Matthew Lee and Alexander Russell in the front row. Pellini and Seawright, there's a name we haven't mentioned, up 20 spots in fourth now in the car number 14. Aaron Smith caught up in the original big one. He has moved up, Greg, to the top 5 in the 70 car.
Doing a fantastic job, especially considering he was caught up in one of those earlier incidents. But we saw in practice how much speed he had in that car. He has really been showing a lot of strength here in the draft and could be very much a factor in how this one plays out as the green flag falls. We're back underway.
Look at the outside lane for the first time starting to work for Russell. But now you see fast inside. There goes Matthew Lee, and he knows it's quicker on the bottom. Matt Lee will hug the inside of the racetrack. Seawright from 4th to 2nd. What a move for him in the 14. He's the second spot of the back straightaway.
Nicely done there by Seawright. And he's going to try to go up top with Pellini. He wants to lead this race, but Pellini's going to go with Matt Lee. Not surprised Pellini knows what to expect with Matt Lee. Haven't seen him race against Seawright, so Pellini's going to go with who he knows. But, hey, he's going to find help anyway in that 27 of Russell. He's saying, you know what, I'll go with you. And Russell in that 27 is, and he's trying to get up there to the front on the outside at the line. Going to be Seawright leading this lap.
And Greg, how about Jason Maines? How about Jason Maines, the red 43 car from Powelton, Virginia? He's now moved up to the number 5 position. You know, there was a time where Jason would always just be caught up in accidents or be in wrecks or sadly, don't mean to say anything, be in the way. And now he is really doing well, hanging with the pack in the 43 car. All bets are off. He's trying to hook up with now Russell, make it now a third lane like we saw drivers like Joyner do. And he just cannot seem to shut the door, but he's right there in that draft. There they are, top 6 side by side at the line.
Well, Jason Maines in that number 43. Remember, he won the straight cash money truck race here at Daytona, so he knows a thing or two about this racetrack. And here he is, third in line on the high side. Matt Lee in the 04 still trying to break away from Seawright. He's hooked up with Pellini on the bottom, and Pete Pellini, again, we talked about it a moment ago before that last caution so many times, Wesley. He's been up in the mix, but just has yet to break through here on LSRTV with a victory as one car getting loose. That's Dylan Thomas in the 03, and Thomas is having connection issues now in the 03 as well, so keep your eyes on that AC Delco car right there as they come down to complete lap number 36, begin lap 37 of 100 here tonight.
Right, the leader out in front. Matthew Lee down to the inside. That's for 1st and 2nd. That's Alexander Russell, the 27 car. And look at Pete Pellini down to the inside. Up 3 spots on the restart. He's now up to 3rd. And James Seawright, the man that has been the biggest mover of the race, 23 spots since the green. The 14 out in front, but Matt Lee once more. He's on the inside, looking for the lead out of turn 4.
Trying to clear off of turn number 4. One car up on the top. That's Wilson in that number 29/54, whichever you want to call it, ticker or screen. But Seawright going to come by, and I think he's going to finally get credit with leading the lap. Yes, he does. But now we're 3 wide, and Seawright's help has just left him high and dry. Seawright finally got the nose in front, and he's going to the back.
Seawright, you see him on the outside lane and just cannot make it work like the big boys did in the 500. Everybody was single file most of the 500 after the 6-hour rain delay on Sunday, rim riding the top of the safer wall barrier. And for the third driver,
Jason
and there's contact. Maines gets turned. Big wreck again. They're crashing.
And we got ourselves the big one once again.
Wow.
And they are all piling in. And this is going to spell
the big one.
This is going to spell the end for a few drivers.
Oh, my goodness.
Flag replay on screen.
You kidding me?
Watch the 43 of mains.
Look at this. It all started again with mains. And then it blocked path. So many contenders. Is that Garrett Maines caught up in it again? I think it is.
Yes.
Other cars. Man. Wow. On board, number 7. From Center, Ontario, Canada, Derek Fulton. Listen to this. Oh, man. Wow, Greg. And honestly, that's exactly the same spot where the Penske teammates of Keselowski turned Logano and caused that big crash at the white flag of the 500 Sunday night or Monday morning. 3 wide. And then, of course, it was Michael McDowell. What an underdog story. Front row motorsports race, but honestly, it started right in that same spot of the racetrack in turn 3, and I'm telling you, we're going to see this here several times tonight. When it gets down to crunch time, there's going to be some daring efforts and moves made, and this is only the beginning, but maybe it's too early to be doing this type of racing.
Yeah, I think you're going to see guys really begin to settle down here for this next run as we're approaching halfway. We're about 10 or so laps from halfway when we take the green flag. Currently sitting 11 laps from green. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can unfold here. I think we are going to start seeing this thing really begin to settle down.
Man, oh man. Under the yellow flag.
$60 laps to go at the line this time. Should be 59 to go when we go green. And boy, you know, Wesley, the number 1 of Garrett Maines has definitely had an adventurous night in his number 1 Toyota.
Under the yellow flag, another massive crash. Several top contenders involved. And still, not even at halfway yet, Greg.
It'll be a long one. And sure off here.
60 laps to go. Lights are off on the pace car. Couple of cars taking a wave around to the free pass. That is optional. Other cars that are in the pit several laps down, exiting, roaring back to speed to get to the toe of the field. From Sparks, Michigan, or Sands, Michigan. Pete Polini up 4 spots. He's now trying to run down Matthew Lee, the driver out of Clinton, Maine. Just lives down the road from the Oxford Plains Speedway. And Greg, I think it's awesome to be able to try to get reacquainted with some of these names that a lot of racing going on, like, you know, seeing the names back that we haven't announced in a while, Greg, like Matthew Lee, Pete Polini, Will Duvall, Aaron Smith, Kernan Church, Eric Zimmerman, Garrett Maines, Jason Maines, Peyton Howell, Ricky Howell, Derek Fulton, Andrew Navarro, Brian Joyner, Austin Edwards, just some of the names that we are, you know, good to get acquainted with again, because we used to call many of their races last year in 2020.
Yeah, we had quite a few of these guys time and time again, and we still get them once in a while, but it's good to have them back here on LSRTV for the long haul here on this one. As again, this is round number 1 of 30 of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour, running with the ARCA Gen 4 cars. Green flag back in the air, going to start lap number 42, 59 laps to go.
Back for the restart. Matthew Lee pulls away. And Greg, this is the first time tonight we've seen somebody do that. They've normally ran side by side. And as I say that, here comes Pellini. He'll reel them in like bait on a hook to the back straightaway and open it up 2 by 2.
I think Pellini was hanging back to try to get himself a run off of turn number 2, and that's exactly what he's going to be able to do. Pellini trying to get up in front now in that number 77. They rip
Pellini
around
leads.
turn number 4.
Yes, sir. Pellini, Lee, Russell, Thomas, Seawright. Sounds like a law firm. Top 5 coming across the stripe.
Lee led the lap, but just by a hair over Pete Pellini. Oh, one car in the wall. One car in the wall. Couldn't tell who that was. Trying to get a number. It was Church in the 22. Caught the wall going into turn 1. Backstretch. Heading for turn number 3. Lee and Pellini still side by side. No strangers to LSRTV. We've seen them here on the channel in the past. And you can catch all those races that these guys were in the archives. Every single broadcast on LSRTV is in the archives, available on YouTube. So make sure you check that out after this race. If you're not or don't have your fill just yet, make sure you check out some of the old races, and you'll see guys like Matt Lee, Pete Pellini, and Will Duvall, Garrett Maines and company all battling it out in all kinds of different cars as well. We get to see them in ARCA cars this time, but we've seen them in Cup cars. We've seen them in late models, trucks, super late models. We've even seen some of these guys in legend cars over the course of the past 6 months on LSRTV. This time we're there in ARCA cars. So much fun to see all these same guys on LSRTV week in and week out.
In these ARCA cars, what a show they're putting on. It's Matthew Lee. And Greg, we've said this before, time and time again, even to our producers and people that are involved with live sim racing. Man, we need more ARCA series races. We need more of these types of cars because they are fun.
We finally got it. 30 races, 3-0, coming up here on LSRTV with this style of race car.
And we're approaching halfway. Here in about 5-6 laps or so. Oh, we got one blinking. A little blinking. He can blink it and nod. And that's the 14. We'll keep an eye on him.
And a little bit of contact, a little bit of a touch there between Maines and Chantel Pottle. And we're going again.
Here we go again.
And the caution.
Oh, no. Will we stay green? Yep, we're under caution. Oh darn. Caution out again.
Go yellow once again.
And Greg, I'll be honest with you, bud. It started with Seawright blinking on the 14 car. And then I think that caused everyone else to bottleneck behind him. Watch that 14 car. He starts flashing, blinking, if you will. And then, oh no, oh man. And Maines
Jason and Garrett get together. Father and son get together.
Oh my goodness. Thank goodness it's not the holidays.
I think that's going to be the end of Garrett Maines' night, I'd have to imagine. But we've sought that a couple of times, but he's been able to get back out there. But I think this one's it for Garrett. Your caution. Look at Peyton Howell in that number 77. He has
Baby Shark.
we called that, Wesley. We called that a Goodyear air filter on the number 71. That's what we've got going on right now.
Virtually.
We get that a lot with the street stocks. We get that a lot with the Hoosier tires on the street stocks. But again, this is the ARCA cars, Goodyear. So actually, are they Goodyear like
they're actually,
when they ran NASCAR, or are they General Tires? Yeah,
they're actually General Tire for the ARCA series, fella. Yeah.
So that's a General Tire air cleaner right there.
Yeah, it's a General Tire filled. Cars are on the pit lane, including Alexander Russell in 27, Dylan Thomas, Chantel Pottle, Peyton Howell, obviously. Got to get that General Tire cleaner fixed. Maines, Ricky Howell, Taylor Peacock, Bradley Wilson,
but see, here's the problem. Here's the problem, Wesley.
Yeah.
That's not going to get fixed with required or optional repairs. That's going to have to be a fast repair on the 71. That's the only way that the General Tire air filter is going to go away. And it is very difficult. I speak from experience on the street stocks. It's happened with the 87 cars with me. I personally have never had it happen in these cars, but let me tell you, when that happens and you've got that air filter that we're talking about, that car don't turn. You can crank the wheel as far to the left as you want. You're going straight, and it's going to hurt if you hit the wall.
Matthew Lee out in front. He leads the way. Driver out of Clinton, Maine, as we had mentioned, doing a good job so far. Got to crank it up real quickly and see if we can try to grab a word with Matt Lee on the driver of the 04 machine. Matt, doing good, leading the way, but it has been calamity the first half of this race at Daytona. What do you think the second half will entail with you out in front?
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, that's for sure. We're definitely trying to stay out front and stay ahead of all that crap.
I think that's the best way to sum it up. It looks like the bottom of the racetrack is the way to go. We're noticing every time somebody goes to the top shelf or up to the wall barrier, there's an accident. Is that pretty much the way these cars are acting right now virtually?
I mean, it hasn't been too bad with guys that we get around that we can kind of used to racing with and, you know, that know the bounds. It seems the issues have kind of been with guys trying to push a little too hard and trying to take a little too much. You know, it's kind of hard to see from my point of view, but from what I'm hearing, you know, it's kind of guys making some not so good decisions.
All right, buddy, we'll let you go. Thank you very much. Again, that's the leader of the race so far, Matthew Lee. Greg, you hear his thoughts? Maybe these guys just kind of need to calm down a little bit. Still a lot of racing left to go here at Daytona.
And I want to follow up with something he mentioned that we've talked about here as well. Talking about racing with familiarity. He's familiar with racing with guys like Pete Polini to his outside right now. He's done some racing with Will Duvall, Garrett Maines, Andrew Navarro, guys like that. That's what he was referring to there. He was talking about racing with guys that he has raced with quite a bit, but there are quite a few drivers in this series that have never raced with each other, and that's going to take time for these guys to learn how everyone races with each other to see how it all unfolds for them.
Well, one thing for certain, we are approaching halfway. And the field is back inside the Geico restart zone. Back for green. 2 laps to the halfway mark. Back underway here at Daytona. And on the inside, there goes Matthew Lee. Once again, protecting the bottom of the racetrack. Lee Bellini. What a run for him tonight. And there comes now B.J. Duvall, Greg. Will Duvall has moved up to the number 2 spot. Look at the pink 32 go.
The Outlaw, the One Thumb Wonder, the bail bondsman, the cameraman, whichever you want to call him. He's up third right now. Remember, he was pinned a lap down at one point, and here he is battling it out for the race lead. Will Duvall having himself a go.
I'm trying to figure out where the bail bondsman came from. What does he do? Does he bail people out of jail now?
He's bailed us out on LSRTV a couple of times when we've been having some issues on some technical sides. Will Duvall to the rescue a couple of times to get some broadcasts out. So that's what earned him the nickname Thumbs Up Bail Bonds, at least from me. And I actually put that on my street stock car. Thumbs Up Bail Bonds.
3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide out of 4. Halfway next time by at Daytona.
Oh,
and there's contact and they're crashing. Oh, no. Seems like if they get 3 wide, Greg, they just always wad them up, and here we go again.
I thought Peyton Howell had another General Tire air filter, but he doesn't. I thought for sure I saw it again. That's Pete Bellini, yes, in the 77. Let's take a look at the swag replay. Derek Fulton involved.
Derek Fulton. Baby
swag
shark.
Replay on screen. Here we go. This started up at the front. This is Fulton and Howell.
Oh my goodness, that's Pete
bango.
Bellini. And Greg, I'm telling you, bingo, bango, bongo. And, oh, look at him going in reverse down the racetrack. That's talent
I'm
right
still
there.
going, dang it. I have a race to win. Let's take another look at this.
Man. From another
trioval into turn number 1. Oh, let's go on board with the bingo bango himself, Pete Bellini. Watch what happens here on the outside, battling it out with Matt Lee. Then all of a sudden, there's Matt Lee. Hey, that's a Goodyear logo. Bang, in the wall. Did you see that Goodyear logo? It is a Goodyear tire on these cars, Wesley.
It is a Goodyear. It is. Well, it's fake news.
It's not a good. It's not
hashtag
a Goodyear.
fake news because it's supposed to be General Tire.
Not a good year for Pete Bellini as he's off to a start, or starting his season off with a hit to the wall. So that's not exactly a good year, but we're going to take one more look at it here. That's Seabright right behind him. Let's take another look at it. You see Peyton Howell up there in the 71. Watching Bellini in the 77
I think
and right there, yeah.
I really think Seabright bumped him and got into him, and then that caused the calamity there, if you will.
Who was that
Black
shooting
14.
down to the bottom?
Wow.
I think that was the 06. I saw a silver bullet shoot down.
Bob Williams, I think it was.
Running the Sterling Marlin 06
but Greg,
inspired.
It's as we approach after halfway and the cars come down to the pit lane after this wreck, it's what we've always said, though. If you try to go 3 wide, always end up wrecking. If somebody tries to make something work on the top side of the racetrack near the safer wall barrier, it just seems like it cuts off the air, the car gets disturbed, you lose it. And that's what we're seeing tonight. You've got to stay on the bottom of the racetrack as cars are on the pit lane. Duval, Zimmerman, Thomas did not pit. Will Duval is the new leader in 32.
Will Duval leading the way in the number 32. Hey, Wesley, we talked about the Sterling Marlin throwback there on the 06 of Bob Williams, the Silver Bullet paint scheme. Well, that car that we're talking about, the Silver Bullet, was probably one of the most historic moments in Daytona 500 history. Talking about, of course, 2002, when he was leading the race, climbed out of the car, pulled on the right front fender under red flag, cost himself a Daytona 500 victory. We all remember that famous moment 19 years ago. Well, that car was racing in the ARCA race this past weekend at Daytona. One of my good friends here from Washington State, Brittany Zamora out of Kennewick, Washington, got to drive that very car that Sterling Marlin pulled the right front fender out. That was awesome and such a cool story for us here in the Northwest to have one of our own driving a car with so much history at Daytona. Granted, it's a moment that Marlin wants to forget.
You know, one of the things that I got to say is you talk about Brittany Zamora, and, you know, I think of also my buddy Andy Jankowiak, and I think of Corey Heim, and I think of Drew Dollar. I think of all of these young stars. Derek Griffith, my buddy from from New Hampshire. You know, they win these races, and you see them come up through the upper echelons of super late models and the Snowball Derby, and, you know, all the big shows, and now they're moving into ARCA. And, you know, even in the Xfinity race, I mean, I was seeing on Saturday night after the ARCA race, these young, talented drivers, Kaz Gralla, you know, Josh Berry. Look at what he's done to the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Series, being a national champion, winning at Martinsville, you know, and then you put him in an Xfinity car, and he done really, really well. You know, he got caught up in a crash here at the end of it, but I mean, so many talented drivers that we're seeing here, and you know, Brittany Zamora, another one of those young drivers that, you know, and yes, Charles wishes that he be at Daytona too.
Gotcha. He got you. He got you. Our producer has been in our ear all race long trying to get us to break. He finally got you.
He said he broke Wesley. He finally got me. He got me to break. He finally got me to break. All right, so.
And Kathy, definitely so happy for Brittany Zamora. We were all there when Brittany won her 2 Northwest Super Late Model Championships. So, you know, that's us for the Northwest. That was our moment right there.
And Kathy, I want cheesecake. Ladies and gentlemen, pace car coming in. We're ready. First half of the race is obviously a caution flag fiesta with the visit of the Banana Republic flag, a lot more than what we intended. Hopefully these guys can settle them in for the finish. Ready for the green flag to come back out. They're going to make their way to the Geico restart zone. We're going to rest our voice. We're kicking the asphalt. Extended Daytona, ARCA, back underway. LSRTV. Back here, Daytona, extended, crank it up with the kick in the asphalt. And there you see him with Matthew Lee still leading, but Gregory, look at this. Matt Lee up on the top shelf, finally trying to make the outside lane work, finally.
Since when do we go by full names here on LSRTV?
Once in a while, I throw out Gregory. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but now Aunt Kathy's going to do it. Now Aunt Kathy's going to do
wow.
it. I only get the full name treatment from Aunt Kathy when I turn Bon Jovi off at the racetrack. I got one heck of a butt chewing from Aunt Kathy when I turned off. I turned off Bon Jovi. Was it Living on a Prayer or was it It's My Life? I can't remember. I do know that I got one heck of a butt chewing.
I know people are tuning us off now because of my singing. Here we go. Here we go again. 3 wide. 3 wide. Guys, up on the outside lane. I'm telling you, every time we get them up there to the outside and they try to go 3 wide, we have a crash. They're going to try to hold it this time. Here we go, guys. Man, it looks like this a belittled car count now, if you will. We started with almost 28 drivers, 30 cars, and I think we're down to what? Maybe, if anything, 17, 16? Doesn't look like that. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm just being honest.
Wesley's talking to a ghost, by the way, because
I'm talking about producer. I'm talking to you too, Greg, is what I'm saying. They don't look like there's 23 cars on the racetrack at pack.
But there is. It's awesome to see 23 cars ripping around here at Daytona in the second half of this race. 60 laps going to be complete this time by. And yep, confirmed. Aunt Kathy did say It's My Life that I so rudely cut off. Yeah, I got quite the chewing on that one.
I ain't gonna live forever.
And now I don't ever want to hear that song again.
And the next time you cut it off, she's gonna let you live forever.
I'm gonna start playing the real song. Oh, one car blinking here in
we can't do that. That's Facebook violations. We can't do that.
YouTube.
Not to cuss out Mark Zuckerberg. Back straight away.
It's YouTube we get in trouble on. We don't have the universal license.
We're #fake news anyway. Look at this 3 wide. I got my FCC license. I'll just tell them to put it back. If not, I'll sue them. 3 wide. Here we go.
We're set. Bon Jovi coming to you live on LSRTV next week.
Inside, Russell is there. Here comes Lee Duvall. Greg, what? Oh, here we go. Look out. Caution, trouble. Fishtail.
No caution yet.
Calamity.
No caution yet.
They're in the
there
wall.
It is.
They got to throw the caution. What are you talking about? We got a car flying through the air, upside down in a shower of sparks. Somebody. Oh, that's C-Right.
Yeah, that's the 14 to C, right? All right, swag replay on screen, coming to the finish line. You see Church break loose right there. There's the initial hit. Watch C-Right in the 14. Yowza! Oh, he got hit hard there.
He caused me to laugh on the air. I'm sorry.
All right, so
I'm sorry. Let's go on board with C-Right. Please overlook my laughter. My producer's killing me. Watch this. Oh no!
Right there. Oh, there's the Goodyear air cleaner.
Is that his wheels all on the front of the engine?
Yep. That's the Goodyear air filter. That's the Goodyear air filter, live in living color. A 4X.
Sparks. And I, by the way, compliment of I had to give it to you, Charles, because Greg, you're like, no caution. There's no caution. Like, what do you mean there's no caution? There's a car upside down.
Hey, the caution didn't come out till the field was already in turn 1.
Oh. Oh my goodness. This is spiraling out of control. We got to take a break. More coverage from Daytona in a moment. We'll be back with more. Now in 4D, 4K HD quality. LSRTV, your home for sim racing. Back with more in a moment.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. We do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. You can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. Everything. We don't Photoshop Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. Because we do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and you know, they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, just it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum, you know, requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com. We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana.
Back here at Daytona, and now it does look like there's maybe 12 cars left on the racetrack. Another big one. Greg Rance, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten in the production chair in 4K HD quality LSRTV. We're back to green. ARCA at Daytona, the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour, round one. And Greg, once again, here he comes, hugging the bottom. Hugging the bottom. It's Russell, it's Lee. They're side by side into one.
Side by side through turn 1 and 2. Oh my goodness. We're still laughing about something that happened on the commercial break. That one's going to stick with us, but that was awesome. As we're down the backstretch for the final time. We're going to do.
Oh, one in the wall. That was, I believe, the number 2. Oh man, was that? I think it was. I think it was Zachary Kistler. I really do. I think it was Kistler that got in the wall.
That's Peyton Howell, and that's Bradley Wilson.
Yeah,
there's Kessler in the 4.
Yeah, that's the one that got in the wall. That's him. Yeah. But he still keeps going. And will stay green. He hit the wall hard. Lee is out in front. Look at this pack. Into the corner. Matthew Lee, Greg, and I'm telling you, bud, every time we see them try to go 3 wide, every time they try to stick them 3 wide, we have a big wreck. Don't go 3 wide. Whatever you do, rest of the way, stay 2 by 2. Don't go 3 wide.
We're going 3 wide at some point. It's just a matter of when. We still got 33 laps to go, so don't do it now. But we're going to see 3 wide at least one more time here tonight.
The patience factor has gone out the window, buddy. Here they come.
It's still there for now, but not much longer. I'm going to say 10 to go is when we're going to start really seeing some action here.
Yeah, I don't know. Here they come back across the start-finish line as it's still going to be Alexander Russell. He'll lead the way. Matthew Lee on the outside lane. Up now, Taylor Peacock, Chantel Pottle into that spot as well. That's Dylan Thomas in the 8 machine, and there's your top 5. A lot of cars moving through the front of the field up to the pack from the back. Also, look at Aaron Smith back in the top 10 again. He's in 7th, battling Derek Fulton. How about the man from the friend of the North in Canada? He's up to 7th now. Duval back up there. All these cars from the back to the front being part of Rex, and they're still here in the home stretch of things, ready to make an opportunity to win, Greg, off the back straightaway.
Coming to 32 lap to go in this one. Sorry, Wesley, as we're rolling it out right now. Matt Lee on the outside row. Kind of different seeing Lee on the outside here tonight, Wesley, because so far all night long he's been leading the train on the inside line, but trying his luck on the outside with Peacock behind him.
Look, all of that nose up under the rear end of that car. Here they come. That's on board with Thomas. There's that 8 car in front of him. Here comes the 5 on the bottom. That's Pottle. Nice looking machine. Here comes Smith in the 70. And they're going to make something work on the outside lane again. They're not going to run the middle. They're going to stay to the bottom of the outside. A little social distancing virtually, if you will, as they go to the back, go into turn 1. And well, that happens, Greg. Man, Matthew Lee trying to get something started on the back straightaway to the outside lane out of 2.
Yeah, now they decide to try to social distance. They have done a terrible job of that here in the first 70 laps, Wesley. I mean, absolutely terrible. 0 of 10. Do not recommend. Fulton trying to get a run up on the inside.
Race.
See, the problem right now is Fulton in that number 7, while he's in this lead pack, trying to figure out where he is on ticker. Oh, he is on the lead lap. He is on the lead lap. I thought Fulton was a lap down. He got a lucky dog. Okay. All right. My apologies. I was wrong. Derek Fulton very much alive in this one. Peacock down on the outside. The Thumb Wonder, the bail bondsman, will.
And that's what I'm worried about, Gregory. I'm worried about that 81 of Peacock when they get the 3 wide.
They go with those full names again. Wesley, I don't know your middle name. Outland.
3 wide.
3 wide. Peacock all by himself as we go down inside. And our producer got me on that one. I'll tap on that one. I'll tap out. I tap out on that one.
We need to see the tapping drinking game. Every time our producer makes us snap, we have to take a sip.
Hey, I'm telling you, LSRTV After Dark, it's going to happen.
With Smash Pass.
Yeah, hey, we need a Smash the Pass. West Coast Smash
Look at this.
back going on Monday night. Yikes! I told you we weren't done yet. I told you we weren't done yet.
Look at Peacock up the outside.
Hey, look who's closing in on this. Look who's closing in on this right there in that 7th spot. Aaron Smith, he's back in the mix.
Is he sponsored by Doritos? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Doritos. Our producer loves that.
Live Muss.
Oh, our producer's got Doritos.
Bolton's car up the outside lane. Here he goes, trying to go 3 wide. Here comes Peacock, and I cringe because every time they go 3 and 4 wide, they get scattered, smothered, and covered with a virtual omelet mayhem of destruction. And here we go into 3. They'll hold it together into 3 and 4. Closing into the home stretch at Daytona. Peacock a shove to Fulton. Fulton a shove to Potley. And a Lee to Pottle. Here they come.
Russell leads the lap in the number 27, but back comes Lee on the outside. Pottle doing a nice job hanging in there inside row number 2. Chantel Pottle. Peeking low. Got another pink car right behind in Will Duvall. Well, remember, that's a brand new paint car or paint scheme as well. And I love these ARCA cars. Again, Wesley, we've talked about this time and time again. ARCA, Gen 4, it was known as the National Series on here for many years before they finally just decided, you know what, we're just going to call it the ARCA Menards Chevy. But now they've taken away the Chevy branding. Now it's just a blank car, no financial or manufacturer support. You can throw whatever logos on you want. So we're going to call it ARCA. We're going to call it Gen 4. We got several names that you can call this car, but regardless, it's one of my favorite cars on the server, and this is why. The racing this car produces is absolutely outstanding, and it reminds us of when I was growing up back in the early 2000s. into the late 2000s, before the Car Tomorrow era came into play. It was these cars that was the Cup cars. This is the original Cup car on iRacing, Wesley. This car was what the Cup cars were back in the day. So it's so much fun to watch these guys race it out like they used to in NASCAR, and it's one of my favorite cars on the server, and I'm so excited that we get to do this 30 times with this series.
And to be honest with you, Greg, this is also the closest that the ARCA series, the National ARCA Menard series, goes to having these cars look so alike. You think of these ARCA cars, you think of, you know, the ARCA series and the ARCA East and West, and it's kind of like these types of prototype cars now today. As we go to the back straightaway, Russell, Lee, Pottle, Duval, and Fulton, names that we would say normally would be in the back. They are in the top 5. They are in contention, Greg, to win here as we come to 26 to go, this time by at the line.
Going to be a fantastic finish. We're going to be 25 laps to go at the line, actually, this time as we cross. Matt Lee, Will Duvall hooked up on the top. Derek Fulton back there in the 7. And a shout to Derek Fulton as well. He's the one putting this all together. Got us back here on LSRTV with the Outlaw eSports series. Got CRN on board for this tour.
We sponsor it.
So much fun. So much fun to have these guys back. And a huge thank you to Derek Fulton for being kind of the ringmaster behind this all.
Zachary Kistler, he about got spun. CRN, you want to know about CRN? Go to wearecrn.com. Community Radio Network in our 5th year. Voice of the Comets. We also do Division II college football and basketball, baseball, softball, racing, eSports, and we're proud to sponsor the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. We're returning with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series
now,
in
Wesley,
2021 as well. Greg, that'll be starting up in about another month.
You're going to have to pardon my ignorance on this one. You mentioned the Comets, that of course being the Clayton Comets. Is that high school or college? I'm honestly confused on this
Clayton, one. Clayton is my alma mater. That is where I graduated from. Yes, Clayton High School. Yes.
High school, okay.
It's high school. We actually had 2 broadcasts tonight with Comets and Triple S Spartans. They are big rivalries, and 125 to go. Here we're going to take our final commercial break. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. Oh, never mind. Hashtag fake news. Oh, look out! Car bottom of the... Oh, okay. He was below the yellow line. It's okay. No problem. Hashtag fake news 2 times in a row.
What in the world?
Greg, I thought that car on the below the yellow line was spinning. I'm sorry.
You know what that kind of reminded me of? It almost reminded me of the end of Duel 2 there, where Derek Hope was at a near standstill right about here on the racetrack, and all of a sudden you were 3 wide for the race lead. Kind of like that right there.
Yeah, exactly. Thought the race was over. Here we go. Yeah, he has. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick 30-second break with our coverage of 4K HD quality on LSRTV. When we come back, the finish of the CRN Outlaw eSports season opener from the World Center of Racing at Daytona.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Well, you saw it. They were sticking it 3 wide, 2 rows deep, Greg, and we always cringe, especially even coming back from break, because so many times we've realize that that causes the big one. We're down to 20 to go at the stripe.
Matthew Lee still leading the way. Fulton going to fall in behind. Fulton deciding to say no thank you to the outside line and try to fall in line on the inside behind Pottle and Russell. Up the inside. Russell trying to get a nose out in front of Lee. These two have traded the lead for most of the race. Believe Matt Lee has led the most laps here in this race. Down into turn number 3.
Coming down to the home stretch. Boy, oh boy. Katie bar the door, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our coverage in 4K HD. Now, the new LSRTV. Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz, Charles Wood in the production chair. And we are down to the final 20 laps. When do you make your move? When do you go? Russell has been up front all night long. So has Lee. Greg, could we see Will Duvall win his first pavement race? Or as Derek Fulton calls it, asphalt? He's in the top 5 as well.
Fulton and Duvall both up here in the top 5. Now, I was wondering because Derek Fulton said Will Duvall was most likely to get the first asphalt win of his career tonight. I said Duvall was more likely to be doing donuts in the infield under green. I'll have to explain that one to you, Wesley. There was a little bit of an incident on a live stream involving Duvall and some donuts on the front stretch here at Daytona.
There, right?
Yeah, he's up in the front, though. Lee trying to get a run. He's that second car on the outside, that number 32. We've seen him do it. We know he's good on dirt.
Oh, yes.
Still searching for that first win, though, in asphalt, at least on LSRTV. I'm sure he's gotten some wins in the past.
I just always say pavement.
Pavement, asphalt, concrete, whichever you want. Well, this isn't concrete, but you know. Oh, well, another car in the wall, and it's the number 4 once again. Kistler kisses the wall once again.
Matthew Lee leads the charge to turn 1. Outside of the racetrack, down to the inside, comes Russell. Russell and Lee flip-flop in that position. Here comes the pink car now. Pottle in number 3 spot. He's on the outside lane. He's hooked with Lee. And tail Pottle.
Keep your eyes on Peyton Howell back there, the baby shark, number 71. He's sitting in 10th right now. He's last in line on the inside, but not for long because here comes the second group being led by Kieran Church. They're catching up.
Understanding Chantel Pottle might be the new female driver that Derek Fulton added to his lady team.
No, that's just to his team.
To his team, yeah, to his team. I'm sorry. That's not a men and a woman's team. That's just a team.
Yeah, it's a team. They're, of course, talking about Fulton's new team of CGE, Critchley Gallant Engineering. Fulton,
is that his new girlfriend?
That. Oh, that's his team.
Oh, it's team. Okay, teammate. I got you. Fulton. Well, hey.
Oh, boy.
Just give him some PBR. I'm not talking about rodeos either.
What? We're back. We're back.
PBR. PAPS Blue Ribbon, not the Professional Bull Riders Association. PBR.
Knee, Creston, BC, best one on the planet. Don't at me.
NBC? Yeah. I saw a lot of peacocks down in Florida this weekend.
Hey, I see a peacock in the top 5 right now. Oh, lap car up in front.
Oh!
And everyone's going to squeak through.
Now, you see why I cringe when I see these cars below the yellow line?
I don't understand.
My goodness. you have to ignore us, okay? Our producer is causing me and Greg not to do our broadcast to our full capacity potential because he's making us laugh in the background. One of these days, we're going to hit that button.
Picture, if you will, our producer would be Boyer. Our producer's Boyer in the broadcast.
There you go. Like Clint Boyer, exactly. That's a prime example. Yes, Clint Boyer. The cut up, the clown.
You guys heard Boyer all weekend long. That's what we've got in our ear right now.
Did you hear? Did you know? Like Mike Joy had to like calm him down the first 10 laps of the race on Sunday. Like
I was
they
laughing.
were literally they were beating each other back and forth.
I was laughing at Boyer getting defensive over his money on that Fox Super 6 thing.
Oh yeah.
Our producer's still going on about the Boyer comparison. We lost him.
13 to go at the line. This race coming to the end here. When do you make your move, Greg? When do you make your move? And honestly, I cringe because if they go 3 and 4 wide, normally it's crash.
I'm gonna say 5 to go. We're coming to 12 to go this time. We're coming to 12 to go this time. I'm going to say 5 to go is when you make your move.
Oh, hell no. I had to work. He came out of nowhere on Saturday night and popped into the broadcast booth with me doing an IMCA TV broadcast on Saturday. I could have okay, I tried to be nice. I did. I tried to be nice. I did. I tried to be nice. But apparently he made some people mad at IMCA, and the powers that be said during a commercial break, get him off the air. So, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know.
Well, we're single file, by the way.
hey, they're single file. Look at this.
Settling down, getting ready for that big run.
2x2 all the way, and, look, wow. We even shot the gap Russell did.
Russell's trying to get him. Peacock. Look at Duvall up there in second right now, following Matt and Lee. Had a chance to talk with both of them. They were looking forward to this race.
11 to go. All right, settle in here. It's down to the stretch.
What's going through Duvall's head right now, Wesley? What's going through Duvall's head as they go around the slower traffic of Pellini?
You don't even want to know what's going through my head right now, Greg. Honestly, I don't want to use it.
Elevator music.
Every time they go 2 and 3 wide and 3 and 4 wide, I just, like that car up in the wall there, I just go, oh my goodness, he's going to hit the wall and then he's going to crash. Here we go. 10 remaining. Look at him slide in there. That's Allman's car. Here we go. 10 left at Daytona. 90 laps of freight train craziness. Several big crashes has led us down to maybe, 16 cars in a pack on the lead lap.
20 on track, 12 on the lead lap.
Yeah, there you go. 12 cars in the lead lap, and they're in that pack right there. Down the home stretch we come at Daytona.
Matthew Lee has led the most laps today. He's been the Pied Piper. Russell wants that roll, though, on the outside. He's got Chantel Pottle on the outside behind him. Bolton up there as well. He uses
that word like Mike Joy does on Dale Jr. Out of turn 4, down to the line.
I mean, he...
Matt Lee to the stripe. There goes Russell. Duvall. Greg, I'd love to see Will Duvall win this race. I would.
He very well could. He also could do that, as our producer so eloquently puts it, as they go around another lap car. Oh, and a little bit of a bobble. Go ahead, Wesley. I know you've been waiting all night to say it. Go ahead.
Let a bobble, let a jiggle. There you go. To the back straightaway, Lee and Russell. Here comes. Look at that move there. Now Duvall.
What does Pottle do? What does Pottle do here? Pottle has room on the bottom. And if she wants to, she's got to get down quickly. Nope, not going to happen now.
Oh, she got hung out to dry there.
I think she was thinking about going down on the inside line to try to get to Duvall, but Peacock was able to shut the door there. Bradley Wilson now up in the mix for the first time here tonight. Wilson trying to get a run.
Third, number 2 to the back straightaway. Down the super stretch they come. Lee, Duvall, Peacock, Russell, Wilson, lap car move. And they all clear them out of the corner to the line. 7 to go this time by Daytona. Opening race. By the way, the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour is not just going to be super speedways, Greg. We're going to go to short tracks. We're going to go to local short tracks like, I saw the National, South Boston. We're going to go to Pocono. We're going to go to Michigan. We're going to go. This series is going to have any and everything.
We're going road course. We're going road course. Daytona road course is next. We're going to Coda. We got some cool stuff planned. We're going to Long Beach.
Circuit of the Americas.
We're going to
Long
where? Beach. Long Beach Street Circuit.
Hell yes.
We're going there in a couple
7 to go,
of
by the
weeks.
way. From Daytona Beach to Long Beach, we've got you covered. The CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. More details now again in 4K HD quality at livesimracingtv.com.
Daytona Beach to Long Beach, not to be confused with Short Beach.
6 to go at the line.
And Russell's all by himself here. I don't think this is going to work out for the 27. I mean, if he can get a side draft, he might be able to. Peacock, though, might be thinking about going up there. Ooh, Duvall trying to maybe force him up there a little bit to get him off of that side draft. Matt Lee's loving this because he knows that's the battle behind him. And right about now, this is when I said we want to go. 6 to go, coming to 5 to go. It's go time now, Wesley. It's on.
And now Duvall has moved to second, falls back to third. Russell will make something work on the outside lane. He'll get a little punt in the pants from Thomas there to the outside to give him an assist. A little Sparks. Lap car down at the bottom below the yellow line. And a little Sparks, if you will, there from Peacock's car.
And new leader, Russell to the lead on the outside. Got the push from the number 03 of Dylan Thomas and got the push he needed. Russell to the lead. Dylan Thomas trying to get up there and steal this one.
So time and scoring shows Thomas in the 8 car. He's actually in the 03 AC Delco cars of what Dell Jr. used to drive back in the day, as well as in Harvick. To the back straightaway they go. Matt Lee on the inside, Russell on the outside. They're door to door, and Matt Lee still protecting the bottom. Greg, when does Will Duvall jump out of line and make a move for the lead? They're 4 to go at Daytona, this time by at a 4.
This time by coming to the checkered right here, or this turn coming to the checkered. That's when Will Duvall would make his move if he can line up. If he doesn't have that car behind him. By the way, you mentioned Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick there in the AC Delco car, Clint Boyer driving that car as well.
Yes.
Disappointed. You didn't even mention my favorite driver to drive that car, Steve Park.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Park drove it at one time, too.
Park's the one that built that car, like physically built that car that
One of the greats of modified
track
racing, though. The greats of modified. We got a car smoking in the back, but they're going to keep it going. No caution.
Lap traffic ahead. What's the 4 going to do? He's going to get out of the way. Nice move by number
Zachary
4.
Kistler.
3 to go at the line.
And here we go.
Matt Lee has led the most laps. Trying to hold on. Will Duvall, Taylor Peacock. Line up on the inside with Aaron Smith and Chantel Pottle. Got
3
Russell
to go.
And Thomas. The lone wolves on the outside. One trying to tag onto the back. It's Wilson.
Basically the equivalent of 7.5 miles remain. Into turn number 2. Back straightaway. Matt Lee protects the bottom like we've talked about all night long. He is the man out in front. Matt Lee leads. Alexander Russell in second. Thomas up the outside. He's going to have some company with Duvall on the bottom. Peacock's there, Greg. Time running out. 2 to go at the line.
5 miles to go. Russell's going to have the nose in front, but coming back on the inside of his lead. Russell's going to lead the lap. 2 to go here in this one. They get back to the line. We have ourselves a race.
Back into turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Lee will hug the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to have Russell there.
Wilson lost the draft. He's done.
Oh, no.
Unless he can pull back. Fulton's going to back off. No, excuse me. That is... Trying to figure out who that is that's backing up to try to pick him up. Nope, they've lost the draft. That's it. That's going to be it. Unless we get a caution. 3 wide behind him at the tail end of this field. Up there.
Look at Thomas.
We go.
Thomas with a punt there. Peacock, and there goes one bouncing off the wall. That's what we're worried about.
That's Peyton Howell, but I think we're going to be good. We're good. We're going to get to the line. We're going to get the white flag and the CRN 1 to go in the first race of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour.
Katie, bar the door. One more lap go, presented by CRN. More details at we or crn.com. Final time with Matt Lee. Russell on the outside. Thomas is there. Duvall is there. Look at Smith's there. Back straightaway going to 3.
We go down the backstretch for the final time. Russell and Lee leading the way. If you're Duvall and Thomas, you've got to make your move now. Watch
Final
for Duvall
time
to make his
around.
move off of turn 4. Contact! They're
Whoa,
wrecking behind
contact.
him.
That's Howell going around the 51. Will still stay green. He'll overcorrect. He'll fishtail and keep going to the stripe. Here they come.
Here comes Russell on the outside. Contact! Contact!
Lee, there's contact! And they're
Matt Lee
crashing.
gets it. Duvall second, Russell third. And we have a big one at the end, but Matt Lee dominates the race and picks up the first win of the Outlaw eSports Tour presented by CRN live on LSRTV. Matt Lee, a dominating performance, but how about it for the young man out of West Virginia, Will Duvall? Thumbs up, second place. Great job.
Got to be like a win for him. It's got to be like a win. Let's take a look at the last lap. Watch the last lap. Watch this one more time. The last lap, the finish. Watch them coming to the line. They were going to crash. We knew they were. Here they come. Down the back straightaway into turn 3. Matt Lee, he knew he had to stay in that spot. Watch the 51 car right here. He got loose right here. A little sideways down the back straightaway. This is on the white flag lap. You'll see the 51 get sideways, Ricky Howell Jr. And I thought that was going to cause a wreck right there, but it was in the back behind this pack. And then you see Matt Lee and Russell and Thomas and Duvall all here. There you see that contact right there. And then Greg, they fixed that. We race back to the finish. Thomas gives a little shove to Russell into Duvall. Duvall would not back off. Neither would Smith. They crash. And Matt Lee crosses the line as the winner. Wow.
He is burning it down on the front stretch. We're live with Matt Lee, winner of the season opener for the Outlaw eSports Tour presented by CRN here at Daytona. Wesley, only a couple more orders of business left to go. First up is to take a look at the sawblade.com.
That's right.
Official results.
Let's take a look at that saw blade. Unofficial results here. Matthew Lee, the winner here. The 57 thousandths of a second over Will Duvall. Alexander Russell, third, 91 hundredths of a second. Then you got Aaron Smith, the second, fourth. Dylan Thomas, Taylor Peacock, Garrick Fulton, Chantel Pottle. What a good run for teammates side by side for Fulton Racing. Ricky Howell and Bradley Wilson, your top 10.
Coming home in the 11th spot will be the Baby Shark, Peyton Howell with Kieran Church. Final car on the lead lap in 12th. Zachary Kistler caught the wall a couple of times late, relegates him to 13th. Darren Hallman 14th. Eric Zimmerman 15th. Pete Polini did not finish, called to the race late with Dan Gallant as well in 17th. Andrew Navarro and Garrett Maines both finish 8 laps down, 18th and 19th. Rick Spencer Walt rounds out the top 20. Wesley.
And you see the rundown of Drew Harrell, James Seawright, Bob Williams, Jason Maines, Cameron Rourke, Ryan Joyner. I was going to see some big things out of him, but he got caught up in a wreck and that ended it. Austin Edwards and Dylan Butler. The full field rundown, the opening race of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. They'll be back on the road course at Daytona next Sunday, or this upcoming Sunday, actually, right before the Cup Boys really hit the road course at the World Center of Racing. We'll have it for you on Sunday afternoon from the Daytona International Speedway Road Course, round number 2. Quick break. When we come back, we will talk to our top 3. Matthew Lee winning the opening race of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. More from Daytona in 4K HD quality on LSRTV in a moment. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. What a fun time it was at the World Center of Racing virtually. Opening race of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz here with you, as well as Charles Wooten in the production chair. And we are going to grab a word with our top 3 finishers here in just a moment to wrap things up. By the way, don't forget, race number 2 of the new CRN Outlaw eSports Tour will be this Sunday, beginning at high noon, as they say in the Old West. 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 Central, 9 a.m. Pacific. Greg, on your neck of the woods at LSRTV. Again, now in 4K HD quality. Third place is going to be the driver of Alexander Russell. Man, I'll tell you what, Alexander, that 27 car was nip-tuck with the pack the entire time. When it counted the most, you'll fall back to third, but what a crazy race here. You survived a lot of calamity at Daytona tonight to open up the season.
Oh, for sure. There was a lot of wrecks going on, and I think I didn't make too many mistakes tonight. I kept it up front most of the race. Our number 27 JDR Graphics Chevrolet was real fast. It was so close at the line. I was thinking, am I gonna get him close? And then I got hooked and into the outside wall. But I think P3 is what we had on the cards for tonight. It's gonna be great to race here again.
Alex, let's talk about the course of the race. Up front pretty much all race long, trading the lead back and forth with Matt Lee. A couple of guys getting up there as well at some point, but for the most part, it was the two of you leading the way pretty much the entire time. Tell us about that battle throughout the course of the race with Matt Lee, because it seemed like you two guys were hooked up with each other the entire time, side by side. I don't think there was a point of the race where you guys were more than 2 cars apart.
Oh, he had such a fast car tonight, and coming to like 20 laps to go is where I kind of start remembering more things. I was on the bottom and I was thinking there, I'm like, well, if things are kind of staying as they are, I'm not going to get this, because he kept getting a run right off of turn 4, getting me right at the start-finish line. So I was thinking, okay, top side is going to where you're going to want to be. So when he got clear, like him and maybe one other guy got clear, I was able to jump to the high side and start side drafting off of people, and then a top lane formed right behind me. And I was thinking, we're right in the money now, coming to like 3 to go, and it's just runs started to come my way, and then runs are coming his way, and it just was so close. That race could have gone either of our way. I think we both had the cars to win it tonight.
Well, it's on to the Daytona Road Course next Sunday. What's your take of that race after tonight? And also thank your sponsors on the car as well.
My take on the race next week or this Sunday is going to be survival. That track can bite you out. There's a lot of hard braking zones. The last chicane, the curves can ruin your race immediately if you hit them wrong. It's just going to be about getting a good track position and maintaining a nice consistent pace with the leader. And I'd like to thank my sponsors, JDR Graphics, Elliott Sadler eSports, Nutrien AG Digital Hub, OfferPad. My grandpa, Keith Russell, who passed away recently, so I think he definitely deserves to be in the list of mentions. And everyone here who tuned in the broadcast.
Well, that's going to be Alexander Russell. He had a very strong effort. He'll finish up in the front of the pack all night long. 3rd place on the podium. Runner-up in the race, man. The guy that we know in the dirt world, and tickled to death. Literally shocked with all the problems he's had in recent pavement iRacing broadcasts. The driver, the number 32 machine, Will Duvall. This has got to be like a win for you, bud. 2nd place, congratulations.
Oh, absolutely. I had to go out and do a few donuts afterwards. Heck of a race, man. I can't believe it. I finished podium. I didn't expect 2nd. I hate what happened there coming to the line, but I would have been happy with 3rd, but I'm ecstatic that I finished on the podium.
Will, tell us about just trying to recover from the early trouble in this one and then just fighting back, never giving up. You lost the draft at one point, you were a lap down, got the lucky dog, and from then on, it was just a matter of just going out and doing what you had to do to get yourself back in position, and you did just that.
Well, first and foremost, going back to the early races issues that I had. Obviously, I'm not a dirt guy. I'm not really used to the draft, and when I do race asphalt, it's usually the Cup or the trucks. Front end's a bit different. I see a little bit more of it, and I know the front end a little bit better. So, I first and foremost, I want to apologize to Garrett Maines for getting in the back of him. That was my inexperience in the car and not being quite used to it. But a funny story about all the issues that I had. I actually ended up a lap down because I got a passing under the yellow penalty when the caution happened, the second caution. I got caught up in it and shoved me to the bottom of the track, and just getting back to the track, I ended up getting a black flag. So I went in, got the penalty served, got my quick repair, came back out, and was lucky enough to get that lucky dog, and somehow ended up towards the front.
Well, you know, for somebody that normally struggles in the pavement world, again, as I said, this has got to be an awesome opportunity for you to show your strengths. And what have you done in the last couple of weeks or a month since I've actually called a race you've ran in eSports or iRacing to get better? Or is it just because it's Daytona and anybody can do well here? But I just don't believe in that cliche. There was a lot of calamity here tonight as well.
It's got a lot to do with the fact that it's Daytona. I do quite enjoy the super speedways, and you know, I've been doing a lot of it with Brett Wheeler from Ultimate Dirt TV. I've been doing a lot of asphalt racing as far as super speedways go, just out having fun, you know, and I went 3 races straight in officials qualifying pole, and I don't know, something just started clicking, I guess, and started figuring things out on the asphalt side, or at least at the super speedway side.
All right, buddy, let's go. Let's thank your sponsors. Good job here tonight, second place.
All righty, thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to thank Jeff Stabnow at LSRTV, the new owner of LSRTV, for buying my way in tonight. And secondly, I want to thank Brett Wheeler. He was in my ear all race long, you know, guiding me one step at a time, car here, car there, and getting a run. Phenomenal job as my spotter. He got me through that race. You know, I got to thank World Thunder eSports League, Steve McMillian, everybody over there. Fantastic group of people. Like I said, Ultimate Dirt TV, LSRTV, I think I already mentioned that. Outlaw Boss School of Dirt. Everybody over at Team Outlaw Motorsports. There's so many more. I can't even keep track of them, but they know who they are.
Yeah, for sure. And again, when it's all said and done, second place to the driver of Will Duvall. Finally, to victory lane we go from Clinton, Maine, Matthew Lee. We spoke to him earlier, right before halfway. Matt, you survived the chaos that was Daytona to open up the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. Congratulations to you in the 04 Chevrolet.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. That was a pretty crazy race, and got lucky there in the middle when we got hit in the side, and it really didn't tear the car up. I was pretty worried there for a minute. So,
Matt, tell us about just the race as a whole. You led far and away the most laps in this one tonight. What was it that made you so strong here in front? We always seem to have one driver who always seems to be running at the front, leading the pack no matter what. Tonight it was you. What was it about tonight's race that you found so strong with your number 04 tonight?
Really been doing a lot of super speedway racing lately. Been running in a league once a week, and been really strong in that as well. Really just found some stuff that works for me really well, and learned kind of how to control some stuff, and working that into as an advantage as far as controlling lanes and paying attention to the runs and stuff like that coming behind you, and see where momentum is, and paying attention to who's lined up where, and being in the right place at the right time.
And definitely you did just that. Matt, it's been a while. How cool is it to be back on CRN as well as LSRTV and have the Outlaw eSports Tour back on coverage with us for the next 30 weeks?
Yeah, we're all pretty excited. It's been a while for sure. Went a different direction for a little while there, and back over at Phantom Racing and CGE. chassis, getting ready to make a run for Road to Pro here and see what we can do. Really happy to be back together with Derek and all the guys over here, and things are looking really good.
Got a lot of positive momentum moving into the road course. Can you win the road course at Daytona on Sunday at 12 noon?
Honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to be around this weekend.
Okay.
This Daytona road course we practiced on it earlier with the Cup car, testing some stuff with some open setups, and I'm not even going to lie, I struggle at it. It's probably one of my worst road courses on the sim. I seem to figure some stuff out here and there running with people, but by myself, I've really struggled there. So if we do run, hopefully we can pick something up pretty quickly. If not, it's going to be a long race, that's for sure.
Well, your honesty, very appreciated. Before we look at 04, Matt, thank your sponsors and congratulations to you.
Yeah, definitely. Got to thank GTR Simulators again, all the guys over at CGE Chassis and all the work they're doing for setups and stuff, and trying to get ready for Road to Pro. Phantom Racing, you guys of the broadcast, great job as always.
All right, Matthew Lee picking up the win to open up the season for 30 weeks of the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour. He wins here tonight at the World Center of Racing Virtual Daytona. Greg, your final thoughts, buddy, before we wrap it up and we come back. Whoever I work with on Sunday afternoon.
And what a
the road course at Daytona.
Yeah, what a fun race here for the season opener for the Outlaw eSports Tour presented by CRN. Awesome job here by everybody to put together a great race. I can't wait to watch it here on Sunday because I'm not going to be here on Sundays with this tour. I'll only be here for the Tuesday portion, unfortunately. But man, I'm looking forward to this series. We got 29 more of these. Let's go.
I think actually Justin, I think just Prince will actually be working with me on the broadcast this upcoming Sunday, weather permitting. I know I'm scheduled to be in Fort Payne, Alabama, but possibly the weather might change that, as everybody definitely is sick and tired of this crazy weather we are dealing with, from Texas to the Northwest to the Northeast to the Midwest. We are all feeling the effects of it. Last night, 20 degrees, and then a thunderstorm hit 60 degrees in the Carolinas, and windy and rainy, so go figure. But anyhow, we will let you know what's going on. Next broadcast on LSRTV, now in 4K HD quality, will be on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, with coverage of the S&B Cup Series presented by Appalachian Hauler Hunters, with the next round of the playoffs from Bristol Motor Speedway. From the World Center of Racing in Daytona Beach, Florida, for Jeff Stabnow and producer Charles Wooten, for Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Matt Lee, winner of the opening race here at Daytona with the CRN Outlaw eSports Tour.